Good morning, everyone. Thanks to the organizers for giving me opportunity to part of this great academic event. Today, I will be speaking about ultrasound guided femoral, lateral femoral, cutaneous, and obturator nerve block. These are my declarations. Femoral nerve, it is formed with the dorsal division of anterior primary rami of L2 to L4 spinal nerves. It is the largest branch of lumbar plexus and the chief nerve of the anterior compartment of the thigh. It divides after entering the thigh. It divides at the level of lateral circumflex femoral artery. It divides into anterior and posterior division, and it continues as a saphenous nerve in leg and foot, supplying the medial aspect of the skin of the leg and foot. Now, what are the indications of a femoral nerve block? Surgery of the femur, knee, patella, and quadriceps for the post-op analgesia for hip surgery, on arrival block for hip fracture, and along with popliteal sciatic, it can be used for below knee surgery. Now, it gives skin sensory innervation to the enteromedial thigh. It gives supply to the all the quadriceps muscles, and it gives nerve supply to the femur, to the upper part of the medial side of the tibia, and into the medial malleolus. Now, these are the block preparations, starting from aura, consent form, checklist, and sterility protocol. And depending upon whether you are giving anesthesia or analgesia, you can use 0.5% or 0.75% ropivacaine for surgical anesthesia, and for analgesia, you can use 0.25% bupivacaine or 0.2%, 20 ml of each. The patient lies supine with a leg neutral or externally rotated, and the ultrasound machine should be on the opposite side of the side to be blocked. Now, coming to the scanning phase, we use a linear probe transducer. We put the probe in a transverse orientation in the femoral crease, and you might get this zone anatomy where you can see two arteries. One is the main femoral artery, and other is a profunda artery. And if you get this type of zone anatomy picture, slide your probe up. As you slide your probe up, slightly up, in maintaining that same orientation, you make your artery 1. This is the level at which you should block your femoral nerve, because below down, the femoral nerve has already divided into anterior and posterior division. And what are the landmarks to be identified? The femoral artery is number one landmark to be identified, then the iliopsoas muscle, then fossa lata, fossa iliaca, and just sitting on the superior medial quadrant of the iliopsoas muscle, below the fossa iliaca, a flat nerve is present, which is the femoral nerve. And at this, because the identification of the fossa iliaca is the most important landmark to be identified. And the femoral nerve can be anisotropic at this level. So you have to be, because it's a flat nerve, you have to make your probe cephalad or chordate to increase the echogenicity so that the nerve pops out from the iliopsoas muscle. We do in-plane needling from the lateral side, and as I put my probe, you can see I will make the artery 1. Here I am seeing 2 artery. Now I have made 1 artery. I am sliding my probe laterally. This is your fossa iliaca. This is fossa lata. This is the iliopsoas muscle. And sitting in the superior medial quadrant of the iliacus muscle below the fossa iliaca is your femoral nerve, the flat femoral nerve. I do a in-plane needling from lateral side. My needle has crossed the fossa lata. I will make a pop in fossa iliaca at the lateral edge of the femoral nerve, and I will start depositing. As I start depositing, you will see the unzipping of the femoral nerve from the fossa iliaca. Can you see this unzipping? And no needle manipulation is required, and deposit about around 20 ml of drug at one particular point. Now, how do you assess your femoral nerve block? By 4Ps are the same as upper limb. There is a 4P for the lower limb. And punt. What is punt? Raise the patient knee and ask the patient to extend the knee against resistance. If the patient is not able to do that, it means your femoral nerve has been blocked. But if the patient comes with the leg splintered, request the patient to contract the quadriceps muscle. If he can't, it means your femoral nerve is blocked. And the first sign of onset of the femoral nerve block is the loss of sensation in the saphenous nerve territory. What are the clinical pearls of femoral nerve block? Always put your probe in a correct angle in relation to femoral artery. Slide your probe cephalad to make the femoral artery 1. Fossa iliaca is the key structure to recognize because the femoral nerve lies always in the superior medial quadrant of iliopsoas muscle below the fossa iliaca. Local anesthetic to be deposited at the lateral edge of the femoral nerve below the fossa iliaca. Now coming to the lateral femoral cutaneous nerve. Lateral femoral cutaneous nerve is a branch of lumbar plexus arising from the dorsal division of L2 and L3. As it arrives, it runs on the lateral aspect of the iliopsoas muscle. It enters the thigh below the inguinal ligament at the level of anterior superior iliac spine, and then it divides into anterior and posterior division, supplying skin sensory innervation to the lateral side of the thigh, starting from the greater trochanter up to the knee. And we usually block the fossa lateral femoral cutaneous nerve where it lies just at the lateral end of the sartorius muscle between the sartorius and tensor fossa lata muscle. And almost all skin incision on the lateral aspect of thigh up to the knee, the lateral femoral cutaneous nerve has to be blocked. This is the most important nerve to be blocked, and I will request each and everyone to all know how you can block the lateral femoral cutaneous nerve, because almost all incision in the hip surgery or the thigh surgery, the incision is almost always on the lateral aspect of the thigh. Now scanning phase, we same as you do your femoral nerve block, put a high frequency linear probe in a transverse orientation, put your probe in the femoral crease, and from there slide your probe laterally towards the anterior superior iliac spine. Okay, and as you start scanning laterally from this is a femoral artery, this is a iliopsoas muscle, this is the fossa iliaca, this is fossa lata. As I go laterally, I see a new muscle coming out. This is the sartorius, and just at the lateral edge where the sartorius end below the fossa lata, there's a fat filled space where your lateral femoral cutaneous nerve uh, is present, and you deposit the around 10 ml of 0.25% bupivacaine or 0.2% ropivacaine, and your lateral femoral cutaneous nerve will be blocked. Now, how do you assess your lateral femoral cutaneous nerve block? Say another P, that is pinch the lateral side of the proximal lateral skin of the proximal lateral thigh. If the patient tells there is no sensation, it means your lateral femoral cutaneous nerve is blocked. Now, obturator nerve, it is the chief nerve of the medial compartment of thigh, arising from the ventral division of L2 to L4. In 30% of individual, you can have accessory obturator nerve arising from L3 to L4. And obturator nerve, after coming out of the obturator canal, it divides into anterior and posterior division, providing sensation to the medial side of the thigh, and it gives muscle supply to all the adductors. And in our practice, the only indication where I use the obturator nerve block is in TURBT, where the tumor is present in the posterior lateral wall of the bladder, and as the surgeon is close to the posterior lateral wall, it causes direct stimulation of the obturator nerve, leading to erector muscle spasm, which can cause bladder perforation and trauma. Usually, the earlier we used to give general anesthesia plus muscle relaxant in those surgeries, because you can have erector muscle spasm if you are doing surgery only under spinal. So right now, what I am doing, I give spinal along with the obturator nerve block of the side where the bladder tumor is present. Now, and I give a common obturator nerve block. This is a very good article, and I block the obturator nerve, the common obturator nerve, where the obturator nerve lies just medial to the superior pubic rami between the pectineus and obturator externus. And this was done by Taha. And because as you see, this is a superior pubic rami. This is a common obturator nerve lying between the pectineus and obturator externus. And this nerve again goes and it divides into anterior and posterior division. The anterior division lying between iliacus and brevis, and posterior division between brevis and magnus. And if I deposit the drug between pectineus and obturator externus, I block the common obturator nerve. If I deposit the drug between longus and brevis, I block the anterior division. And if I deposit the drug between brevis and magnus, I am blocking the posterior division of obturator. And this is the way I do my obturator nerve block. I put my probe in the femoral cleave, and slide my probe medially. I see the pectineus, and as I see the pectineus, I tilt my probe cephalad, and I can see the superior pubic rami, the pectineus and obturator externus, and in this plane lies the common obturator nerve. I go for a out of plane needling. I will try to deposit, put my needle between the obturator externus and the pectineus, and as I start injecting, the plane between the pectineus and the obturator externus will unzip. This is superior. In this plane, your common obturator nerve runs. I will bring out of plane needling. This is the needle coming. This is the needle tip, and as I start injecting, this plane will start unzipping. Can you see? And I deposit around 15 ml of local anesthetic, and your common obturator nerve will be blocked. Now coming to the assessment by another P, that is pull. The anesthesiologist resists the patient attempt to adduct the leg towards midline. If there is a weakness, it means your obturator nerve is blocked. Thank you.